Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to be doing a quick reflection of what the past year or few years has brought on regarding Gotham Knights. Now, for some of you who may not know, I started this channel based on some of the talk within the community that it seemed like a Warner Brothers studio was working on a DC game. We were expecting Batman. We were all expecting an Arkham game to drop. But ideally, it wasn't necessarily that. We thought that the Court of Owls game, even when they first did the reveal, the first sneak peek or even teaser was like a t-shirt that one of the developers was wearing. And they had an owl, basically the symbol of the Court of Owls, basically, a picture of it. And it was put on Twitter. It was quite cryptic and everybody was kind of excited. And I think if you go back and look at that, it really did start to break ground for something that gamers had been waiting for a long time. And so in looking at the last few months, or even looking at the DC fandom event from 2020, 2021, and seeing that we basically waited all of these years and not getting this game, one of the biggest challenges is to put yourself in a situation where you say, are we willing to wait for the most refined, polished, and even best quality product that could come from waiting a little bit longer? You see, you have to also give it to the developers because I know they're working hard and I'm sure that they're happy to have a holiday. In fact, I was looking on Twitter and one of the senior game designers, Osama Dorias at Warner Brothers Montreal, Warner Brothers Games Montreal, pretty much said, I'm happy it's one more day left for me to close my computer and go home for 2 weeks. And this is something that a lot of game development companies would do, just the standard. They'll give a 2-week break during the holidays, Christmas and New Year, and then everybody gets back to work. And even in my own work, my personal job, I'm also getting my 2-week break as well, 2.5 weeks, whatever you want to call it. And it's quite exciting to see. And I'm happy that everyone's getting a break. One of the best things that you want is for your developers to be in a very wonderful state of mind when they're developing a game. And this is why, even though I may levy criticism about the game or about what I think marketing may be doing, I try to remove the developers from that entire criticism because the developers are a separate entity in a sense. And even though the studio or the marketing may reflect on them, I think they're still in their own right working their very best to make sure that this product is good. It's their work. They want to see it succeed even more than us. And I know we gamers, sometimes we think that, but this is their work that they've been working on for 5-6 years. And if at any rate you think about it, some people have been there going on even 10 years in that studio. So if you put a decade's worth of work in your life, I guarantee you have a very huge vested interest. And this is something that I believe the developers would want to do very well, which gives me a little bit more confidence in what some of you have been saying lately. Somebody commented on the channel just the other day and said, Marvel Spider-Man was actually delayed multiple times. The developers pretty much were supposed to release the game in about 2016 or so. I think this is what it was rumored to come out as, and then there was a delay to 2017, and finally the game came out in 2018. And so all of that waiting was something that really allowed for a very solid polish to finally hit the ground. And if you look at the work that Marvel's Spider-Man has, and if you look at the quality, you'll say, man, I would love to see that quality or better from the Gotham Knights game. And if that is what it takes, if waiting is what it takes, then I'm in that position where I'll say, no problem, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to just chill. And as long as things go well, we're looking forward to seeing what Gotham Knights does. And even better is we still have a plethora of the other Batman-based games that are out there. Now, understand, they're old games, but nonetheless, they're still really solid games. In fact, if you look at a game like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, because of the quality, you can still bring those games into today's world and they will still stand up against any video game that you line up in comparison to them. And if you think about Gotham Knights and say, okay, is Gotham Knights going to be a game that can stand up to comparisons in the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years after its release, then I think this waiting period is actually going to be very critical for the developers to do whatever it takes to allow for the game to be able to stand up to that level of comparison as technology gets better, as things start to get more advanced in the future, because Arkham Knight right now will continue to resonate as a solid game. You can pitch it side by side against the new Spider-Man game. I mean, and I'm talking not just the new Spider-Man game, but I'm talking about the remaster, which is actually a PS5 version that's actually well done and has a 60 frame rate, package and all of the above. But I know we don't have the 60 frame rate package on console and any of the consoles, even the new gen consoles, but on PC, we have that. And the game can play in 4K on PC. This is a game that was made in 2013. So think about that level of quality. Think about that level of polish. And even with the, remaster rumors, they haven't even remastered the game yet. Can you imagine what would happen if they were to remaster Arkham Knight with ray tracing and DLSS and all of those new technologies that are now available for video games? I think it'll be a really solid game. And so this is where I want Gotham Knights to be. And I think if the developers have had to go make changes, if they've had to go make more improvements or whatever it is that they've had to go do, or if they're polishing and trying to fine tune and even optimize the game to run on the older consoles, I think this is basically the right move right now. It's hard. It's going to be very challenging to be able to be patient. And this video is dedicated to the developers in the sense to say, you guys need to continue to do a good job in a sense. Marketing, yes, we're kind of disappointed at the marketing and the, communication side of things. But I don't think developers in any case that I know anyways, in a big AAA studio have a say on how that actually runs. I think they're probably bursting at the seams to say something. If they were to maybe sit down with you over a cup of, coffee, they'll probably be happy to tell you a lot of the exciting things that the game has actually brought forth. But because of, NDAs and because of, all kinds of different agreements, they're unable to basically, do something like that. But let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I know that many people are, pretty much excited about this game, but I'd love to hear what it is that you think. Do you think that we will benefit from, however long it takes? Do you think we're going to benefit from, the fact that the developers are going to be pouring in everything that they have come 2022? And do you think that because it's Warner Brothers, they have pretty much what I think the financial capacity to make sure that this game is completely done so that they don't make the CD Projekt Red mistakes in the future? Talk to you guys in another video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.